Cece Summers. Welcome to Perfect Love, the game where you get to be a yandere that is shaping your perfect yandere partner. We get to be mean in this game. I love being mean to characters that don't deserve it. For a while, you were obsessed with the idea of a specific love. Not the type that was advertised in romance book or romantic movies. Not the type that grows together, that supports each other, the type that others envy. You wanted the type that corrodes and suffocates. The type that held on to you, clinging, begging to be loved. Who could only think about you, to only have you, whatever costs. You had dated countless people to find that love, all failures. It was never enough, and it would never be enough. You discarded them all aside and decided, if no one could give you the love you craved, then you would create someone who could. Wouldn't that be fun? Hey, it's me, your boy, Skinny Penis. That's not what I said. I need 2 capital C's. Excuse you. It does it either way. That's fucked up, man. Put some respect on my name. Cece. Is that so? Well then, let's begin. You remember when you first met him, the person who you would create the perfect love from. College life was as dull as normal. Classes, to studying, to group calls. While walking aimlessly, you heard the cries of a poor individual. A student in the corner, mercilessly taunting and beating up a poor victim. Despite already graduating into college, it seems some students still kept their bullying habits from high school. Please, I completed the assignment like you said. Why are you... Come on, Milo. You know why it had to be like this? Who was the one who tried to out us to the profs? We're the only ones who even tolerate you, you know? We're your only friends. And friends? Well, they don't just snitch on other friends. I swear, I didn't. It wasn't... What a sad sight to see. You almost felt bad. Almost. You walked up to them casually. Move. You're causing a disturbance. What are you... Turning to you, flinches visibly, shrinking away in fear. I... Did you hear me? I didn't think... Leave. You could almost hear him whimper as he ran away, his tail between his legs. Damn! What have we done to get this kind of reaction to somebody? Gracefully, you walk to the victim, pulling him up by the arm. Thank you. He stumbles forward and leans on you before scrambling and adjusting himself. Sorry, I didn't mean to... Those friends of yours are rather cruel, aren't they? He looks up at you for a bit, startled. Well, I can't blame them. I transferred only a bit ago, and I'm still not used to being in such a new area. They took me in when I had nobody else. So whether I like them or not, it's better than being alone. Especially since my family is so far away. He looks up at you with resolve. But you were able to scare them away so easily. How did you... It's pretty simple, really. They know not to mess with me. You need to know how to speak their language, that's all. Speak their language. He hesitates, biting his nails a lot. Why did you save me? You did it because you felt sorry for me, right? I mean, I get it. It's just, we're in some of the same classes, right? You just want me to do your homework, so I understand. I did it because I was worried about you. I don't care about you making me do my homework. But I mean, if the offer's out there. Worried? About me? Of course. Who wouldn't be worried about someone being bullied? Well, it seems at least I did. Milo seems silent at first, but eventually speaks up. This may be a bit presumptuous, but could you teach me how to stand up for myself like you did? You look at him, your gaze not wavering. Milo Change. You transferred only last year, correct? I believe you're taking kinesiology, and you have pretty impressive grades. How did you know that? I keep an eye on things that have my interest. If I had known you were being bullied, I would have stepped in sooner. Milo turns a shade of pink after hearing that you had an interest in him. It was hard not to keep an eye on him. He always glanced at you whenever you passed him by. We had some of the same classes after all. You could always feel him watching, even when you weren't looking at him. Lonely. Has a crush on you. Isolated from his family and others like him. Meek and obedient. Perfect. You want me to teach you? If you could. All right, I don't mind. One condition. You reach out your hand expectantly. Date me. He's so shocked that he nearly falls over. You can't help but smile. What? Date? But He laughs awkwardly. Of course. You just wanted to mess around with me, right? That's very funny. Since there's no way you'd actually like me. Don't say stuff like that. It sounds like you're already rejecting me. Especially since you're quite the catch. Milo turns beet red, unable to speak for a second. But date? But we just met, and I don't know if I'm ready for... Milo, calm down, all right? The only way to get to know someone more personally is if you date them. Think of it as a test run. How can you know if you don't try, right? I guess that's true. But I think I'd like to date someone I could spend my life with. It's kind of cheesy when I say it out loud. How perfect. I feel the same. I would only date someone I could depend on for all my life. So then, let's make it count, shall we? You hold out your hand again, and he tenderly holds it. You won't betray me, right? It's just that people in the past would jokingly... Why would I do such a cruel thing, Milo? Can't you just trust me? I'm the one who saved you. His face looks up with a bit of a surprise. Saved me. That's right. So then, from now on, I am your... lover. I'm your girlfriend. Please treat me well. My girlfriend. He smiles nervously and taps his feet happily. I've never had someone like that. So I'm not sure what to expect. What kind of thing should I do with my girlfriend? How about we come up with a nickname for each other? We met 30 seconds ago. This is like some Sims speed dating. Nickname? Well, what do you think would be a good nickname? Let's see. How about my Lil Schnickerdoodle? I know that's not how you spell it, but I want you to specifically pronounce schnicker. Not snicker, schnickerdoodle. My little schnickerdoodle. Oh, that nickname is... Well, I don't mind it too much. I'm glad you like it. Despite any possible complaints, you could see that he enjoyed being gifted a nickname. My little schnickerdoodle. My little schnickerdoodle. I feel so special. My little schnickerdoodle. It feels nice to be special, doesn't it? Well then, my little schnickerdoodle. My classes are starting soon. Oh, so soon? I'll miss you. Clingy. Does he even know my name? Sorry, I didn't mean... It's alright. I think it's very cute, my little schnickerdoodle. Don't try to dance around me. I am your girlfriend, after all. I will accept all of you, so long as you do the same. Do you accept all that I am? Person I met 2 minutes ago? Yes, of course. Of course I do. Good. That makes me happy. You walk a few steps before stopping. Before I do, shall we set a time for a date? A date? So soon? That's too soon? Pronouncing ourselves boyfriend and girlfriend and having a cute little pet name within 2 minutes of meeting each other. Not too soon. Perfectly paced. Planning a date? That's a little fast for me. That's not the order we do things here. We proclaim ourselves boyfriend, girlfriend. We profess our love. We marry each other. And then we go on a date. No need to fret, my little schnickerdoodle. It's just a way for us to get to know each other better. And so I can teach you how to stand up for yourself. Meet me at the Split Path at 7 p.m. and we can go somewhere fun together. I have a couple of good places. Okay, Split Path. Don't be late, Milo. As you walk away, you feel Milo's gaze boring in on you, watching as you left him behind. The start of an obsession. At 7 p.m., you come to the Split Path and see Milo pacing about. Okay, be courteous and on time. Compliment her, and don't forget to... Milo? Jumping, Milo fumbles the flowers that he brought with him. You brought flowers, too? I feel bad. I should have brought something as well. No need. I just thought, I wanted to get something as beautiful as my girlfriend. Aw. Thanks. What a charmer. You almost feel bad for what you're going to do with him. Almost. Thank you for the flowers. I'll try to gift you something later tonight in return. Although the flowers might not be suitable for what we'll be doing. Oh, really? I'm sorry. There's no need to blame yourself. I never told you what we were going to do after all. I'll keep them safe in my bag for now. Taking the flowers, you carefully place them in your bag. Where should we go then? Maybe we should get to know each other? Like, I actually really enjoy sewing. Maybe later. There's more important things to attend to. There's actually 2 places we can go, though drastically different. The first place is the batting range. It might be nice to exercise a bit. Your perfect love needs to be strong, not just in strength, but in rage. To watch him crush your enemies to gain your love, to watch him use force to get what he pleases. A devotion with violence is an important asset. I'm sure he has some rage after being bullied for so long. The second is a party on the other end. It might be nice to socialize with others to get them on our side. A perfect place to teach him how to manipulate others. A perfect love with the power to sway those around him, to do his bidding for him. A silver tongue and charismatic act. Sometimes the only way to fight fire is with fire itself. They both sound so interesting. Although I think you would know better, you can decide. Whatever you say, my little schnickerdoodle. Then let's head to the... Well, what kind of crazy person are we building here? Do we want one that's super violent and macho and like, I'll fucking kill anyone who even thinks of looking at you? Or do we want someone that's more underhanded? I feel like that's more dangerous, is somebody who can manipulate you without you even realizing you're being manipulated until it's too late. Fuck it. Go big or go home, am I right? I think it's time for you to find some new friends. Parties are a fun way to get to know people. Oh, I don't know about that. I've never been good at parties. It's a college rite of passage, and I'll be there with you. Don't worry. You can trust me. We are dating for life, aren't we? Milo's face warms up. I can almost hear his heartbeat from here. For life? Well, yeah, but saying it out loud is... You chuckle a bit. What a pure boy. Come on, my little schnickerdoodle. Let's head to the venue. I promise it will be worthwhile. We arrive in a venue, the lights flashing and the music blaring. Amongst the crowd, you see a red-haired girl dancing. Ah, Holly is here, huh? You smile. This couldn't be more perfect. Milo seems to flinch at all the stimulation he faces suddenly. Shh, it's okay, my little schnickerdoodle. Let's head somewhere a bit more quiet. Taking his hand, you bring him to the back where the tables are. Here goes the first part of the process. Milo, could you do something for me? What is it? If it's anything to do with bugs, I don't know if I can... it's nothing like that, my little schnickerdoodle. Soon you will meet some friends of mine. Oh, that sounds nice. It sure will be. There will be a point in the conversation where I'll ask you to agree with me. You won't know what I'm talking about, but I'll need you to play along. All right, my little schnickerdoodle? Milo seems to hesitate a bit before nodding. Okay, I'm sure whatever it is you're making me agree to is... Don't worry, it's, let's say, a way for you to learn. You smile slightly to reassure him, but it only seems to worry him more. Actually, I wanted to give you something for our first date. You pulled out some clip-on earrings for him. Whoa, I've always wanted to try these. If you wear them now, we'll match. You point to the ones dangling on your ear. I'll put it on right away. He clips it on eagerly and smiles giddily. Does it look good? Everything looks good on you, my little schnickerdoodle. With that, you and Milo hurry to meet your friends. If I had known I'd be saying this pet name every 2 seconds, I would have made it something a lot smaller. Yo, you finally made it. I was wondering if you were gonna bail on us. A girl with brown hair and what looked to be a grass skirt was waving to us frantically. Vali, what do you mean bail on you? I would never do that. Sure, like you didn't do that last time. She huffs dramatically, before seeing Milo hiding behind you. Oh, is this your new boy toy? Cute! It's been a while. How long is this one gonna last? A month? 6? My name is Milo. It's nice to meet you. Vali, I'm sure you of all people know it's not good to talk about how long a partner is going to last. Besides, you cling onto his arm and you can feel Milo fidgeting and his body heating up again. Milo is going to be my future husband. Isn't that right, my little schnickerdoodle? Yeah, that's right. My little schnickerdoodle is my girlfriend. He seems like a bit different from the other ones you've dated. Don't you usually date more, scary people? No offense. So maybe you're right. I hope that you two have a long happiness together. She put up her cups to cheer to our new relationship. Oh, I forgot to introduce the rest of the gang. Silly me. The short one is Desmond. He's got a nasty temper. And I'm going to ruin you if you call me short again, Vali. Like I said, nasty. Still, it looks like you actually chose a decent person to date this time. Thank you? Let's try not to disappoint, alright? I'm not really fond of troublemakers. I'll take note. Finally, there's Seth. Seth, could you stop reading for a second? Do you have an interest in monsters of lore? The answer is still no, Seth. He grumbles, going back to his book. I would be interested... Really? Do you know about the monsters of the forest? I heard they kill innocents and try to get out. Oh, that's... He hesitates, but ultimately grips onto your arm strongly. He's not that interested, Seth. After all, the only thing Seth cares about is being killed by a monster that doesn't exist. They exist? How do you explain the idea that everyone that goes in never comes out? I don't know, maybe they all just fall in a pit or something, Seth. He grimaces, clearly annoyed by your lack of faith. Well, it's nice meeting you, Seth. Likewise. The conversation starts weaving and interconnecting, bouncing from topic to topic. Insects are the grossest, aren't they? Why do they need so many legs for? The way they move is so... ugh. Milo shudders, imagining an insect crawling around. Speaking of insects, I think that she's here in this venue today. I saw her red hair the second I stepped in here. Vali grimaces when she mentions her, and the other two look away, not wanting to pry. I feel like this is a bad question, but, Holly. Holly and her used to date, but they haven't been on good terms. That's saying it lightly. She's the one who betrayed me. Got me kicked out of my last university, and for what? Weren't you stealing data from the school? The point is, she screwed me over. Should have kept her mouth shut. Speaking of which... well... Huh? Come on, tell me. Don't bail out on information. You smile, feeding on Vali's love of gossip. I think Milo saw her yesterday giving a USB to someone. Based on his description, it sounds like it had a picture of a hula girl on it. What? She took the USB that got me kicked out and then tried to sell it to someone? Luckily, it seems the deal didn't go well and she still has it on her. Isn't that right, Milo? Poor Milo should not be getting roped into this. All eyes turn on him, and you can feel his panic from here. Cece, what are you... Remember what you told me, Milo? You are supposed to agree with me. That you saw a girl with red hair and a green skirt try to give that USB to someone? Remember what you promised? He hesitates, but he seems to remember what you told him earlier. Earth to Milo. Now that I think about it, I did see a redhead girl try to give the USB to someone, but I didn't know that it was yours, so I... It's okay, Milo. There's no way that you could have known. But I did think you deserved to know the truth, Holly. I mean, Holly did such awful things to you, and now... Huh, what a hypocrite. I was angry too when I saw her downstairs. Looking at Vali, it was obvious that she was beyond anger. She threw her chair aside and marched down the stairs. You mother... Argument started immediately, along with screaming and sounds of glass breaking. Both Desmond and Seth ran down to try to calm her down, and Milo tried to as well, but... You stopped him. What? Milo, let's not deal with that mess right now, shall we? But what about... Don't worry. They can take care of it. As the fight below continued, you brought him into the hall to talk. That turned out well. It turned out even better than expected, to be honest. It took a while to plant that USB, but it's worth it to get Milo exactly where you wanted him. Not to question you or anything, but why did you make me lie about that? I mean, if you didn't bring that up, Vali wouldn't be fighting, and... Isn't it wrong to spread rumors like that? Is it really rumors if it's the truth? Vali has been making excuses left and right to excuse Holly's behavior towards her. No matter how much she yammers about how much she hates her, she's always had a soft spot for her. Angry about kicking her out, but never confronting her about it. Tragic. If it weren't for this, she would never have been able to snap out of it. But doing it like this is... Sometimes, to get people to understand, we have to use unorthodox methods. He turns quiet, not knowing what to say. Towards people we like, towards people we hate. In the end, it doesn't really matter how we get there. It's the results that matter. You pat Milo's shoulder reassuringly. You did well, Milo. I'm proud of you. The best way to use information is for your own benefit, right? To yours and those you care about. Or to destroy someone like that bully of yours. The only way to fight fire sometimes is with fire. I mean, he'll never stop coming after you, you know? It's not wrong to protect yourself in this manner. He deserves it, doesn't he? Milo stops for a second, contemplative, then looks up at you with resolve. Please teach me, my little schnickerdoodle. It's hard to say that angrily. You smile. This is really turning out better than you planned. For a while, it was our favorite thing to do together. We hung out with different people, learning about them, watching how they interact with each other. Enough to build trust, enough to be let inside, and then destroy them under the guise of helping. We pinned people against each other and watched as they ruined themselves. We sowed conflict where there hadn't been any. You and Milo were always together, the two lovebirds that flew from wire to wire. Milo changed as well. He dressed more cleanly, talked more sweetly. He could always get in and out of conversation in a pinch. He was learning how to use information as a weapon. All was well for a while, at least until... Desmond had brought Milo over to the side to talk to him. You felt tense, worried that Desmond might undo all the hard work you did. So you decided to look for them. Walking around the venue, you hear Desmond's voice in an empty hall. You're a good guy, Milo. I could tell from the first moment we talked, but lately it feels like Cece has been leading you down the wrong path. It was just as you thought. Desmond was meddling in others' affairs again. Out of your friends, he had probably one of the stronger moral compasses. Always trying to do what's right. It was irritating. But jumping in now would be... You decided to continue listening. Why? How could you say something like that about her? Without her, I would be... Listen, it's just that Cece is the type who will get what she wants, no matter what. Whatever methods have to be used, whoever needs to be sacrificed. A person whose ends justifies the means. What would she want from me then? Desmond is silent, seeming to hesitate. I'm not sure. I doubt my little snickerdoodle would do such a thing. Although he sounds confident, you could feel his hesitation. Listen, I can't control what you do, but I think you should... Suddenly, it's quiet. He must be whispering something to him. Ugh, this wasn't supposed to happen. You walk towards them as if looking for Milo, interrupting them. And what are you two whispering about? Oh, Cece, how long have you been there? I was just trying to find Milo since you guys were talking for so long. Why? Were you saying something I wasn't supposed to hear? Desmond looks away awkwardly as if he's been caught. It's nothing, my little snickerdoodle. He just had some questions for one of our classes. I'm going to get going now. Before you can do anything, he scurries away like the rat he is. You turn to Milo, who seems to gaze at you intently. What did he really say to you, Milo? You aren't trying to... His voice trails off before smiling a bit. There's no way you are. You're perfect as is. You're not sure what to say. You feel like trying to pry will cause him to doubt you more. You can't have this one fail on you, not when you've put so much effort into shaping him. Before you can say anything, Milo pulls you by the hand back to the group. Before long, it seemed that Milo was avoiding you. Whenever you called out to him or saw him walking around campus, he would run away. He started to jump group to group to avoid you. Yet surprisingly, it didn't seem like he had decided to end your relationship. Either way, whatever that rat said to him seemed to have worked. Are you two having a fight? Did something happen? No, it's nothing. It's just a silly disagreement. How annoying. If that's going to be the case, why not use it to your advantage? You were able to corner Desmond after class one day. What do you want? I have extra credit work that I have to do today. It's obvious he wanted to run, but you refused to let this mouse free. I just wanted to talk about Aya. And, well, she might be in big trouble this time. His face twitched in worry. He hesitates, not sure if he wants to take the bait. Who's that? Fine, but make it quick. You end up dragging him into an empty lecture hall. He seems extremely paranoid as he comes in. What's going on with my girlfriend? Let me guess, she ended up fistfighting the professor. Again. Was this something that happened often? Whatever, it doesn't matter. Here, I just wanted you to look at this. You show him something on your phone, and his eyes go wide with fear, then anger. What do you want? Ah, we're finally getting somewhere. What did I show him? What did I do? Let's clean up this mess that he started. Amongst the crowd of people, you see Milo in the center of it all. The gossipers, a perfect place to gain information. They laugh as he jokes around. Everyone's eyes are on him, just as you had taught him. So somehow, I ended up putting the lyrics in the paper, and he still gave me full marks. They all laugh before Desmond walks into the crowd with a grimace look on his face. Oh, hey Desmond, what are you... His sentence is cut off when he sees who Desmond brought with him. Sorry, Milo. He forced me to. The man that had been torturing him stands before him, his face smiling with sadistic glee. Ryan. Milo's charismatic facade drops. He turns back to the bully victim from before. Well, well, look who it is. He walks closer to Milo as he shirks away. My old friend. It's been a while. Ryan, what do you want? What do I want? I just want to hang out with an old friend is all. You know, after you abandoned us, I was really heartbroken, you know? I thought we bonded in our time together. But I understand. I mean, I'm surprised you're friends with so many people. Especially since you used to be quite the stalker in the day. Milo's face is pale. He panics as the other members whisper among themselves. No, it wasn't... Milo the stalker. I heard you followed that person around for how many days? And you even took a pair of their gym clothes. What were you gonna do with them, you perv? Disgusting. They made me do it. They peer pressured me and... Seriously though, does Cece know about this? Did you tell her? Were you so afraid she'd break up with you immediately? Can you imagine her face when they find out their lovely, cute Milo is just a filthy pervert? Milo is at a loss for what to say. He curls up into a ball. Please, just stop. Aw, don't act like that. I heard you've been avoiding your girlfriend. There's no way she'd come to save. Come to save who now? All eyes turn to you as you walk in, unfazed by Ryan's words. Ryan looks at you, clearly unimpressed. Oh, look at that. Your little schnickerdoodle has come to save you. Did you feel pity for this guy after we broke up? That's pathetic, even for you. But it's not like I expected anything from you in the first place. You've always been so whiny. Clingy, disgusting. Oh? Was that just me? Ryan stiffens at your words. From what I recall, you were the one who was begging on the floor. What? That's stupid. Why would I... I would be careful about those next words you say, Ryan. It would be terrible if everyone knew about that. Ryan goes silent. You can feel his eyes darting from place to place. As for Milo, even if he did stalk some poor bastard in his past, what excuse do you have to talk down on him? As if you all are so pure-hearted and innocent. In fact, you turn to the rest of them. I know exactly the kinds of skeletons you all keep in your closet. The group looks around nervously, their faces filled with paranoia. So then, let's keep this conversation between us, all right? You turn to Ryan, and as you touch his shoulder, he flinches. Let's try not to stir up any more trouble, okay? His eyes dart around, but eventually, Ryan walks away without a word. The group disperses, awkwardly trying to guard their own secrets, and you're left alone with Milo. Why did you come to save me? Well, I couldn't let my boyfriend be trampled upon, now could I? Even if he's been avoiding me for a while. He freezes at your words, but you pet his head and reassure him. You know, I was really worried that I'd done something wrong, and I really missed you. The fact that my little schnickerdoodle wouldn't even glance at me made my heart sink. Desmond told me to avoid you for a while. But I shouldn't have trusted him. I didn't know. Shh, it's okay, my little schnickerdoodle. I forgive you. People out there may always betray you, but I will always come to save you. And you'll do the same, right? You're the only person I can trust. Yeah, from now on, I'll only trust you. You smile at his remark. We're back on track. God damn, I am a criminal fucking mastermind. Desmond was meeting up with you at the split paths. Look, I brought Ryan like you told me to, so we're even now, right? You pull out your phone and delete the picture in front of him. There, all gone. Desmond looks relieved at the picture gone. Thank goodness. If Aya found out. He really is naive. As if he didn't have a bunch of backups. Luckily, you made it just in time. You won't let Milo escape. You really are horrible, you know. Everyone's gonna find out about how horrible. Oh, are you sure about that? This secret was only the tip of the iceberg, so let's not get ahead of ourselves. Besides, I did you a favor. It's better not to make your girlfriend into your ex, right? I know the history you had in high school. Desmond seems to panic at the thought of it being exposed. I don't understand why you're doing all of this. Manipulating him into depending on you to this degree? Why would you do that? Everyone has a love they want, right? Some people are willing to settle with less, but I'm not that kind of person. That's all there is to it. Let's not try to do that again, Desmond. Believe me, I'll make your life a living nightmare if you pull something like that again. Before he can ask anything else, you walk away from him, satisfied. What has Milo gotten himself into? For a while, it seemed as if everything had died down. The drama that had occurred that day circulated for a bit, but it was quickly shut down. After all, how could kind, charismatic Milo ever do such a thing? Similarly, Desmond disappeared for a bit. Perhaps he was afraid of what happened. Perhaps he was afraid of you. Ryan had too after his public scolding, hid away from the public eye. Ever since, Milo would never hesitate to praise you, to defend you. Because to him, you were his everything. You had saved him once again. And so days went on as normal. Schoolwork, fun activities, some dates. Well, at least until one of the big projects for your class. It seems Ryan has appeared again, and he's my partner for the big project. Milo fiddles with his earring a bit. While outwardly he looks uninterested, you can tell he's thinking deeply about something. Well, it's too bad we can't get any dirt on him, huh? I'm sure I could find something that could destroy him for good. He smiles sideways, his eyes deep with vengeance. I mean, it seems you know what to say to make him stutter. I sure do. But it won't stop him from coming after you for that long. And I like to have some surprises up my sleeve as well. It's a bit boring, my little schnickerdoodle. As much as I'd love to destroy him in that way, my little schnickerdoodle, I'd actually like to pass this class, and the project is a huge part of my grade. So let's hold off on it now, alright? Milo makes a slight t sound with his mouth. But that's no fun, my little schnickerdoodle. Can't we rattle him up just a bit? If I can't get this project done, then I won't be staying in this university anymore. Ugh, Ryan's such a buzzkill. I was really hoping to discard what's left of that ego of his. I know you'd like to see him crumble too. Of course, I would love nothing more than to watch him writhe. However, we're supposed to be meeting up in Cafe 15 to talk about what we're going to do. And I'd like you to come with, just in case. Well, who knows if he'll pull something. He grins a little too wide, a little too happy at the situation. We are destined to be together. Isn't that right, Cece? You don't have a choice but to love me. Okay. The response sends shivers down your spine. You've trained him a little too well. As we walked in, we see Ryan sitting at one of the booths. His face twists from contempt to annoyance when he sees that Milo has entered with you. Strange. He's not in our group, is he? Milo and I are a package deal. Or are you just jealous that you've suddenly become the third wheel? Ryan looks as if he's going to cause a scene, but Milo leans back casually. He strokes your hair and looks at him tauntingly. Were you going to do something to my lovely CC? Ryan grits his teeth and sits back. Whatever, let's just hurry up and get this project finished. For the next couple of hours, you and Ryan planned out your project. The two of you ordered some food and drinks, seemingly chatting nonchalantly about what to do. But underneath it all, it felt like you were pointing knives at each other's throats. Well, it's not as if this wasn't a world we weren't used to, battling with words. Milo would scroll through his phone nonchalantly as we talked with each other. But it felt as if part of him was always watching. As if finding a perfect moment of weakness. Scribbling down Ryan's ramblings, your spoon slipped and fell onto the ground. I'll get it for you, my schnickerdoodle. He ducks under the table and searches for a bit, before placing the pen on the table and lifting his head. Your spoon, my wonderful girlfriend. He looks at Ryan and smirks condescendingly. Ugh, this lovey-dovey crap makes me want to barf. His hand taps on the table a bit before looking at his phone. His eyes dart around for a second before standing. Well, I got a jet. See you losers later. Grabbing his backpack, he leaves the two of us alone. Finally. You chug down the glass of water after he leaves and slam it on the table. Somehow it tastes bitter, like your disgust for him. He didn't even pay his portion of the bill, that lowlife. I'm tracking him right now. He's not that far. In fact, we might get some more money out of him with the pictures I found. Fun, but let's save that for later. He might find out you've been tracking him and he might turn off his location. Sighing, you fork over the money and you and Milo head back. Let's walk back to the dorms. I have to get some stuff before the next class. Milo smiles and holds your hand as you walk. But as you walk, something doesn't feel right. Did he drug us? You start to falter, your legs feeling weak, and... My little schnickerdoodle? Fuck off, you drugged us. Everything goes dark. You wake up staring at the ceiling of your dorm, laying on the bed. Milo is stroking your hair gently as you sleep. My little schnickerdoodle, you'll be okay, right? You look so peaceful sleeping. I wish I could look at you for an eternity. You touch his hair and he looks at you, his eyes wide with shock. He hugs you suddenly, clinging onto you. You're okay! His arms tighten, as if ever afraid to let you go. Oh, my little schnickerdoodle. What happened? You passed out suddenly after we left the cafe. Passed out suddenly. Ah, did I now? You recall Ryan tapping his fingers against the table. His eyes were darting at the glass. Oh, I see what happened. That snake really has it out for me, huh? Wow, how totally unexpected. I knew he was up to something. He grits his teeth and I can hear them grind against each other. Now, my little schnickerdoodle, you'll hurt yourself that way. You caress his head and he leans into your hand. Cute. It seems that Ryan must have drugged me. Ryan. Must have been the water. Dropping my spoon was the perfect opportunity for him to do so. How oddly clever for him. It should have been me. I should have been the one who was drugged. He clenches onto the bedsheets and his grip causes him to shake. Disgusting. He really doesn't know how to leave it alone, huh? Well, he should be given a taste of his own medicine. You tap your forehead as you think. What would make Ryan suffer more? Drugging him back would be ample payback. You do have access to the chemistry lab. Watching Ryan shudder as his body collapses on himself, as he did to you, would be entertaining. Or maybe he might have other secrets he's hiding. He might see it coming if we attempt to drug him back. Perhaps Milo's passive stalking might be a benefit to us after all. Choices, choices. Milo looks at you eagerly as you make your decision. The best way to get payback? I feel like if we drug him, Milo's not gonna let him go. You know, like, we're gonna end up kidnapping him, dragging him back to a basement somewhere, and doing bad things. So maybe it's best if we just stalk him for a little bit. Which is not a sentence I ever thought I would say, but here we are. Alright, let's stalk him. He would catch us too easily. Stalking is the way to go. Stalking him? Well, stalking is more something I did in my past. And isn't that perfect, my little snickerdoodle? You already have experience. This time, it's for a different purpose, though. And quite a noble one. Won't it be great to get some vengeance for me? He beams, happy that he's being useful. Of course, my little snickerdoodle, I won't fail you. He smiles with an unsettling look in his eyes. You walk around your dorm trying to look for what you need for this endeavor. Why do I have a full fucking mixer and built-in stove, like oven, in my dorm room? My dorm room didn't have shit except concrete walls and sadness. You think carefully about what you would need to stalk Ryan. Cameras, darker clothing. Are we stalking him in person? I've already been following him everywhere online. Turns out he's quite infamous. Makes me wonder how he dates at all. Is that a jab on me? Of course not, my little snickerdoodle. He must have begged you to date him. I can't accept it any other way. His eyes flash a dangerous expression before settling back to his generally happy facade. I hope you haven't been keeping tabs on me as well. Well, if you had, it's not as if I would mind. He laughs a bit, if only dryly. Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. Who's to say? He's so much better at hiding his true intentions now. You were pleased at the result of this notion. But we have to be a bit more hidden. So I got these. You pulled out some matching hats that you had gotten. I think you would look good in them. Aw, a gift from me, my little snickerdoodle. I'm so happy. He tries to play it cool, but you can see that his cheeks have reddened quite a bit. It was hard finding something nice for you to hide in. After all, you look good in everything. For a moment, he seems caught off guard, his eyes widening a bit, before immediately going back to his normal smile. He puts on the hat and happily looks at you. If that's the case, I don't mind you choosing all my clothes. I want to become everything you want me to be. Anything that will make you happy. His breathing seemed to be hitched, as if he was imagining being adorned by you. Maybe after we're finished. So then, how about we enact some revenge? It's what I've been waiting for. I can't wait. Good. Let's get started. For a while, we followed Ryan around, secretly and with gentle steps. Enough that he would never know it was us. But obvious enough to know that someone was watching him. At first, it wasn't anything. Harmless, in fact. We watched him, but never did anything to him. But Milo had other plans. Online, he talked about his experience of Ryan bullying him and how it affected him. And it spread like wildfire. The amount of videos and comments defending poor, innocent Milo and antagonizing, brutish, awful Ryan. Milo really knew how to play a crowd, it seemed. But it wasn't just that. Milo would call him over and over again, taunting him, threatening him, in a soft manner, but nonetheless terrifying. Ryan, do you remember when you threw a brick at my head and I had a concussion for a week? Do you think I could do something similar to you? I have a rock that I think would fit perfectly in your head. I hope you're not thinking of leaving your dorm today to hang out with your friends. It would be terrible if someone burned up your new couch while you were gone. Maybe it would be better if you simply died and were reborn another person. I'm sure the world would be happier for it. Milo's words were simply the drops of water that caused the ripples. Soon there were others that tried to threaten him through texts, calls, anything. God damn, this definitely escalated very quickly. He made others do the dirty work for him. How clever. Sadly, it made it hard for you two to do your projects together. In fact, it almost seemed as if you were the last of his more positive interactions. Ryan, are you doing all right? I heard that Milo posted a pretty damning video. Well, not that you were all that kind to him before. I want it to stop. No one will look at me anymore. No matter how much I block or change my number, they always find me. How long? How long do I have to live like this? I don't... He was practically on the verge of crying, the way he shook when he was talking. Please, just make Milo stop. Anything. I'll do anything. Anything? Anything at all? The thought of it makes you smile. All right. Milo has been out of control lately. I can't promise that I can make it go away completely, but I will try to. You have my word. Upon hearing this, his shaking finally stopped. Please, please. Let's do well on our project together, all right? Milo, as it seemed, never took his eyes off of you either. It seemed that he would always bump into you at random times and acted as if it were a coincidence. Even when you went places you would normally never go, he would always find himself there. He always knew where you were, always followed you. Even in the dorms, you started to notice that things were a bit off. Isn't this what we wanted? He's doing exactly what it was that we were trying to get in the first place. Items were slightly shifted in ways you didn't remember. Things that you had for a long time suddenly looked newer, as if someone were replacing them one by one. Perhaps you were being paranoid, but you were losing things, and quite quickly at that. If you were a bit more oblivious, you would have convinced yourself you were just being clumsy. Oh, that breathing. Ugh. You always asked Milo if he knew where you left things, and he would laugh and hand you an exact copy. He always seemed to have exactly what you needed. Ah, did you lose your textbook? You're so clumsy, it's cute. Here, I bought you another one. Oh dear, did you find your stuffed animal ripped? I could hear that sometimes there are rats in the walls. Luckily, I bought you another one. Aren't I the best boyfriend? Silly, you dropped your pencil case when you came over yesterday. I brought it just in case. Just like that, you were being watched constantly. You had pressed into your favorite stuffed animal's eye one day to find a camera and split it open to find a recorder. You smiled a bit. He really was getting better at this. You dozed off every night with the thought of Milo watching you, that he was always there. But there was one more thing you wanted to check. Stitch the fucking camera back into the bear's head after we found it. Oh my god. He had invited you to his dorm to hang out for a bit. Milo, could you tell me where the bathroom is? Of course, down the hall. After you left, you snuck into his room to dig through his backpack. Pictures. Photos of you in your dorm, out in your class, and from inside your pencil case. Items from things that he made an exact duplicate of, that he was sure you'd never notice. Notes of locations of where you had gone and where to meet up, or places he had convinced you to go to. And of course, a recording device, playing your voice over and over again. The thought of such an obsession made you happy beyond belief. There was only ever you in his heart, his eyes, his soul. Soon, you thought, he would be the perfect love for you. It took a while to convince Milo to cease his actions. Even when he promised to do so, you would see him go behind your back to continue. I see, Milo. You do want me to fail then. You want me to move schools that were forced to separate. Is that what you're telling me? But I'm not doing anything wrong? It's just karma at this point, and besides, I can't stop the public from attacking him. that's true, but it makes me lonely, you know? All this time where you constantly call and text Ryan. All those people that keep coming up to you, talking to you for hours. Strange. It's almost like you've become obsessed with Ryan instead of me. You can see that this struck a nerve with him. Good. My little snickerdoodle, you are my world. How could I live without you? I want to see you every second that I'm alive. And everyone else is just in the way. He bites his fingers nervously as if he realized what he had done. To be by your side, to always be with you. I'll stop. And so with that, Ryan was safe. For now. Milo started to swerve away from people that tried to talk to him, ignoring them in favor of you. Slowly, it seemed the public got bored of harassing Ryan. And in turn, Milo was always there, watching you. More things would be taken and replaced. You could feel his eyes watching throughout your dorm. Peaceful, you thought. And so for a while, nothing else out of the blue went on. It was always just you and Milo. Things, of course, would disappear and reappear at random for you. You were sure Milo was replacing things so he could keep them. You had even found more cameras in nooks and crannies of your dorm. And you had found that he'd even installed some sort of stalker shrine somewhere in his dorm as well, filled with pictures of you, recordings of you, items of value, items found in the trash, a doll, all of his attention on you. Yet despite all of this, nothing seemed to change. He would watch over you, never turning his eyes. But you wanted more. How much more can he fucking do? Just one final push. He's gonna kidnap you, dude. He's gonna murder you. He was walking around campus, waving to people as he passed. He kept looking at you, smiling. Do you want to say something, my little snickerdoodle? Milo stopped for a second and cocked his head. How can I live without you, my little snickerdoodle? You've made me into something completely different. I'm so happy. Not only do people finally notice me, but they don't treat me like some gum they found on their shoe. He hugs you suddenly, shaking. How could I ever part from you? If you were to leave, he looks at you again. You'll never feel at ease again. There's no way we would part, right? You breathed out slowly as you heard his words. Ah, poor simple Milo. His fate was sealed for good. Just one more push. I wish that were true, Milo, that we could be together until our graves. But let's be honest here, my little snickerdoodle. Do you really think that will happen? I really am trying to get him to kidnap and murder me. Oh my god. Do you really think I would never break up with you? Milo. Why? Why? I did everything right. I wanted to be together. My little snickerdoodle, what did I do wrong? Did I make you angry? Or was I too clingy? Whatever it is, I'll fix it. I'll do anything. I'll change the way I look, the way I act. Did you prefer the pathetic me? I could go back to that. It's okay, I know your type. I've been paying attention. And I haven't been talking to anyone else. My eyes, my soul, my essence itself. It's all yours. Milo. I can't go back to what it was. If you leave, they'll just hurt me again. Living every day as if the next didn't matter, wondering why I even bothered to live. No, I can't. Please. Please. Milo! Your own snap caused Milo to flinch. It was the first time you had ever raised your voice at him. I don't want to leave you. I want to be with you until death do us part. But time is not kind to us. We could drift apart or fight. No, we won't. Then what about those around us? Do you think they won't try to tear us apart? You lean closer to him next to his ear. My little snickerdoodle, it's the world around us that wants to take us apart. They're always planning, scheming, watching us fall apart. Don't you see? There's no way to escape it. You lean back, closing your eyes as if contemplating. Well, maybe there is a way. Milo's eyes light up. He leaned closer to you. What is it? Whatever it is. I refuse to let them take us. You cocked your head slightly. The final push. The only way for us to stay together forever is... This bottom one is super murdery. Maybe we don't lean in that far into it yet. Just protect me, it's fine. Just protect me from all of them. No matter what, the world will always find a way to take us apart. It's cruel, isn't it? Then the solution is simple. Just make sure I can't be taken away. Make it so I'm yours. And now I'm kidnapped. Just like that, I'm gonna be shoved into a dog cage in the basement. And just like that, Milo's eyes had changed. It felt as if you would simply freeze in place looking at them. As if he wanted to do everything to please you. I think you know what I'm talking about, right, Milo? Sometimes those kinds of things simply can't be helped. You've always been the only one for me. I was foolish to think otherwise. Everything about you drives me crazy. I can't live without having you near me. You nearly laughed at the results you had produced. You couldn't wait until he broke. It had taken you a while to track him down properly, but there he was, in your line of sight. You walked up to him quietly. Ryan. He flinched at your voice and started to back away. What do you want from me? We're done. Done, you hear me? I've already sent transfers to another college, so... Aw, Ryan, what are you so afraid of? That Milo might come after you? His face was full of nothing but rage towards you. You were the one who forced me to bully him, to do all of those things. What are you talking about, Ryan? I never said that. Or at least, you have no proof. Seriously, Cece, haven't you done enough already? All this training for Milo? Getting me to bully Milo so you could swoop in? Do you think you're some kind of savior or something? My entire internet presence was ruined. The kind of hate mail I got. Telling me to end myself, trudging up all my old pictures. Just leave me alone. I did everything that you asked, right? You smiled slightly and he snapped at you. All of this, it's all your fault. Why those people died, why I'm still in this situation. I wish you would just die. Leave me alone. What do you say me and all those people who died? Who did I kill? Please, don't make yourself into such a saint. Weren't you the one who wanted to prank all those people? Even though you knew it was dangerous. And who was the one who shifted the blame to others so you wouldn't be jailed? Don't you think it's the least you can do after you cheated on me? Come on, just admit it. You were the one who resigned yourself to this punishment. You have no one to blame but yourself. You refused to break up with me. I didn't want to be with you anymore. He's hyperventilating from the stress. It was a joy to watch him struggle. Just like when you were together with him, it was so entertaining watching him flounder about, watching him cry, watching him beg, forcing him to go through such lengths to get rid of you. When you got bored of him, you tricked him into cheating with someone. He was never your perfect love in the first place. Never would have been. The only hope for failures like that is to crush them to dust. Fine, you win. He stops for a second, not believing what he heard. What? You're right. You did what I asked you. And I promised I would let you go. His eyes tell you he doesn't believe you. He knows you far too well. Well, after this one thing. I knew there was a catch. You pull out a USB, and Ryan's eyes widen with fear. Is that... It is. The last piece of evidence that proves that you were the one who killed those people. Just a bunch of murderers. It would be a shame if it went into the wrong hands. Ryan lunged at you, desperately trying to grab the USB from your hands, but you dodged him. Ah, that's the spirit. Give it. Give it to me. Give it to me. I will. Pry it from my hands. Fight me if you have to. Take it from me, and it's all yours. Without another word, Ryan tackled you to the ground. He tried to swipe at the USB over and over again. He struggled to move with his weight on you. He took the USB with ease. Finally! Finally! It felt painful when you tried to stand up. It seems like Ryan may have bruised you while trying to get the USB. He didn't seem to care or even notice as he held the USB victoriously in his hand. He also didn't notice when Milo loomed before him. Ryan? Ryan flinched upon hearing Milo say his name. What are you? He looked over at you, his eyes open at the state you were in. What did you do, Ryan? What did you do? His loud voice caused everyone to halt to a freeze. It was rare that Milo would raise his voice at anyone, but the way he growled as tears streamed down his face made you excited. How could you hurt my little snickerdoodle? How could I let this happen? His breathing grew rapid as he started hyperventilating. I can't wait to watch you writhe as I break you. I know everything about you, how to make your life miserable until the end. I won't let you hurt her anymore. Trust me. His eyes, his piercing stare, were ice cold. Ryan hesitated, not sure of what to do. This is the last you'll see of me. I promise. With another word, Ryan scrambled away, leaving you and him alone. Milo, how could I let this happen? He was clutching your hand so hard it started to hurt. You were the one that saved me, and I couldn't even save you from him. Someone as godly as you. Obviously. His eyes were void of life, like someone had gripped his very soul and crushed it. I don't deserve to breathe the same air as you. I don't deserve to stand where you stand. His breathing finally calmed down, the erratic behavior fading from him. I should have known. I could never be perfect for you. Before you could say anything, he dashed off. You tried to go after him, but the pain caused you to stumble. This is a problem. All that work? With no other choice, you dragged yourself back to the dorm to rest. For a while, you didn't get to see Milo, but you knew he was always watching. Things of yours were still missing after all, the camera still working inside of your dorm. And yet, it was quiet, and frankly, rather lonely without him. So you left him a note. Milo, I miss you. Soon the next day there was another note on your table, along with what looks like a box of chocolates. I miss you too, my little snickerdoodle. I wish I could tear my heart out to give it to you, but I'm not worthy. Whatever you want, whatever you need, I'll give them all happily to you. And so, the notes and gifts became commonplace for you two. He would leave gifts throughout the dorm, in your backpack, and on your bed. Some items were romantic. Flowers, candies, even little cheesy plushies. But some were more disturbing. Pictures of you at your classes, notes with your name scribbled over and over again about how unworthy he was. It looked to be a necklace made from his hairs and tooth. Don't rip your teeth out! As the days went on, the gifts and notes became more erratic. Drawings of you and repeated message in blood became more common. He would give gifts of his saliva and tears, as well as his fingernails in a strange fashion mixed with yours. You never saw him, but you know he was always watching. Whenever you were just about to buy something that you've just ran out of, you would find the item on your desk the next day. If someone was giving you trouble, you would find bits and pieces of their clothes, hair, and even teeth on your doorstep. Always with a note, lovingly stated that he had brought you gifts. You always felt him watching, the sounds of crawling within the walls. It felt comforting knowing that nothing could touch you, that you had someone who worshipped you as if his life depended on it. But then again, how far could he go? You decided to test it one day, scribbling out a note in detail. Just like usual, it was gone the next day, replaced with a note and heart drawn in blood. And then, for a few days, it was silent. The note stopped coming, your things stopped disappearing. At least until one day, you found a box inside of your house. There was a strange smell to it when you approached it. Oh God! And when you opened the box, an amputated hand greeted you. Is that Ryan's necklace? Remember he had a necklace on with a eyeball on it at the very beginning? With an eye necklace wrapped carefully around its fingers. Inside it, a note. Just as you wanted. I got you just what you wanted, my little snickerdoodle. I did a good job, didn't I? It's what you wanted, right? Please praise me. Praise me. Praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me, praise me. I love you, 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 I love you. Over and over again. You looked up smiling and stared straight into the camera hidden in the walls. Oh, my little snickerdoodle, you did so wonderfully. I love it so much. You could hear the heavy breathing within the walls as you praised him. You were worried at first that Milo would have left you, that all of your work would be undone. And yet, you couldn't ask for a better circumstance. He's in the fucking wall. He is inside the wall of my house. And I am just like, this is great. This is perfect. This is exactly what I was wanting. Oh, my little snickerdoodle, you truly are my perfect love. Well, I guess we won. So it seems like I got the best ending. The perfect love gave you the best gift. But all of these are, you've yet to be taken. You've yet to understand true violence. So I guess we have to do things that don't make him as good as a fucking gremlin creature living in the walls, gifting you teeth and amputated hands. Well, with 7 other endings left, we'll have to revisit and see what other horrible things we can do to this poor boy. If anyone ever encourages you to live in the walls of their house and gift them with amputated hands, please know that you can and are encouraged to say no. And I will see you later.